Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
Okay, my brothers, sisters, special Saturday afternoon to each and every one of you all, those of you who have been looking on our program, watching our show, looking at the growth of our show, and those of you who are locked on via the World Wide Web. My friends, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you once more again to our beautiful program, Hardfacts, on this wonderful station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting. My friends, there's lots and lots and lots of information that we want to share with you all today. But before we do so, my friends, I just want to let you all know that the number 740-3347, it is a number that you have to write down, you have to try to memorize it, and you have to use that to your beck and call. Very, very important. Many of you are being challenged on a daily basis when you look at what is taking place in our once beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm sure that many of you are really and truly hurting if you understand what transpired from our last show, from Wednesday to Saturday. You're going to realize that many heinous acts were committed in our country under the watchful eyes of the government of the day. And yet, my friends, we have been waiting, and myself, my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldev, we are really and truly anticipating that the government of the day do something immediately. You all would realize by maybe when you calculate the murder rate, we put it on the screen for you all to realize and to ponder and wonder that 441 lives have been lost under the watchful eyes of our security services in Trinidad and Tobago, under the watchful eyes of our government of the day. And my friends, not a single word or proclamation came out thus far. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to our program, Hardfacts. Myself, Imam Rashid Karim, my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldev. We are here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, trying to do what we do for our country as patriotic as possible. So Prem,
Yeah, thank you very much, Imam. Assalamu alaikum,
Walaikum
namaste, and a warm welcome to all our viewers on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting, on TikTok, Imam, TikTok, and YouTube, and Fire Stick also,
and Facebook.
Facebook also, okay? And, you know, so many media platforms to view us on. Imam, I want to begin our program today by saying something that is very, very strange, all right? My son was in the hospital yesterday at Mount Hope. Okay, we spent the whole day there up to about 1 o'clock this morning, and coming home, you know, it was so scary. It was so scary, ma'am. Why do I say this? The night before, right, which is Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night. Director, we have 3 small clips of bandits operating at Upper Ashraf Road, Charleville. If we can have those clips now. Okay. Let's take a look. This is about 2 o'clock in the morning. That guy has a crowbar or something there, and he's trying to prise open that door. Okay, the other clip. This one, climb up. That is the same property, same night, on top of a heap of bricks. It look like Imam.
Yeah.
Right? He is so fearless. And that's a good target, practice target.
Yeah.
For somebody with a licensed firearm. Stand up there and he's looking down the road to see if any cars are coming, police are coming and whatnot. Look how these people are. And notice the other hand is not showing, that is the hand with the firearm. The next clip, director. Look what they are doing. They are pelting the dogs that lives in the street right there. All right? And there's a mango tree. They are going to shade or hide behind the mango tree because the street light is hitting in the mango tree there. All right? Totally fearless. Totally fearless. And that took place around 2 o'clock in the morning. I reached him with my son 1 o'clock last night.
Prem, I want to just say...
By the grace of the blessed Lord of the universe, we prayed and prayed as if we had to go home.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was saying, Prem, I do hope and pray that your son is feeling a bit better because
yes,
from our conversation, it wasn't really and truly something that was major or alarming. My friends, our program Hardfacts is really and truly a program that we want you all to identify with us, because I tell you something, for too long you have been quiet, you have been silenced, and I know for a fact some of you are very fearful of what is taking place. But we are looking on, and you are looking on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and all those places, and you are seeing actions taking place in the proximity of where you live. And all we are asking is you come out there and identify not your name or maybe the location, but identify some of the challenges that you are concerned with and you are worried with on a daily basis. I am worried with you know what? I saw a video clip last week, right? And when I saw the green pants and I saw the green shirt, that's the school uniform, I thought, wait, it is in Chaguanas, it is in Charleville, and I know my son goes to that school, and from the back of that individual, it looked like my son. And I tell you something, the video was running, and when the video was running, the person was recording that video, and it clearly indicates from the way the child, I would say a child, how he talked. I don't think we could show that video, Director. I don't think so. We can't show that video because, again, we don't want to highlight children and schools.
Explicit language and sceneries, yes.
And don't defame, schools, especially the denominational schools, right? And again, my friends, it is very, very important. It is really and truly. You see how I stomach in there? Because I tell you something, it really and truly pained me. It really and truly pained me to see, how that little boy conversed with that child had to be a Form 1er, and the person who is doing that recording, he's trying to extort money from that child. And the child even reached his pocket, and he emptied his pocket, and he said he don't have any money. He don't have any money again. And the person asking him, that's the next bully, because he's a bully, because he's demanding money from that child.
So he's a bully?
He's a bully. He's demanding money from that child. And my friends, you know what? The child emptied his pocket and said, the other boys take the money already.
Yes.
The other boys take the money already. And this is what is happening in our school, and we are allowing that to take place right in front of our nose, right in front of our eyes, and we are doing nothing, we are saying nothing. And the schools, let me tell you all something. I tell you something. Yes, I was in that system, that rapport. I was in that system, right? And I tell you something, my friends. I tell you all this. Most of the time, the image of the school or the institution is what people are trying to protect. They don't care about the children. They don't care about what is taking place in the school, but they're trying to contain all information that is leaving the school, that is going to portray the schools and give the school a bad name. That's all they're concerned with. We don't want our school to get a bad name. We want, as a principal, we had to contain everything so that I must look good as the principal.
Correct.
I want to tell
Correct.
you all something here today on this program. Principal or no principal, teachers or no teachers, whether it is from your form, it is your student, I want you all to come outside and talk the truth and let people know really and truly what is going on in your schools. Because for too long you have been silent. And I tell you all something, if you are remaining silent and crime is in front of you, you are abetting crime. You understand? You are really and truly supporting crime. Because if those children are doing that, because imagine this, the child, hey, I tell you something, I am
Imam, that was a hurtful, frightening, sickening video, you know.
I get
Yes.
sick, and up to now.
And if you look at the student demeanor,
yes,
right, his
quiet,
body language, the boy was so quiet,
timid,
yes, very fearful.
Well protected at home. That is the reason why I feel today, all mothers and all fathers home, take your children and let them learn karate and let them learn to defend themselves, defensive classes. That is what they have to do now.
But Imam, we had a minister of government children using high-powered rifle to practice too, eh?
Exactly. The denominational boards, right? The denominational boards of Trinidad and Tobago. I think they should start in their classes, some defensive classes on weekends so that children can go there and train to protect themselves. Because I am telling you, in the very same school that they are going to, and it is happening in all schools, in the private schools, you're going to realize that there's a little system there that people will get expelled immediately because they don't have to be really and truly governed by the MOU, by the Ministry of Education. But again, my friends, you and I today, we have to tell the Minister of Education that she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. This is,
Imam,
this is craziness.
Every day on TikTok, there are videos circulating of school violence and bullying in school. And you're not hearing one word from the Minister of Education.
I sent six videos to the director. I know for a fact that it cannot be shown. But I thought maybe, we could have identified it and put it up there with snippets. But I tell you something, for 1 week, we had one child being shot and stabbed. We seen women, girls, teenagers, fighting, pulling here. We see all these things happening in front of our faces. How are parents going to feel who have been training their children to really and truly go to those schools and try to get some education, to get educated, and they are challenged and they are fit? How children, I tell you something, I'm telling you all this, and I want parents to understand this carefully. If you find that your children are getting sick regularly in school, I want people to listen to what I'm saying, because I notice a trend that anytime people are being bullied, they don't want to remain till class finish, till school finish. So they always make excuse for parents to come and pick them up and bring them home.
Fearful of when school dismisses and they have to walk the street.
And they will be bullied and beaten and all these things are happening. So my friends, those of you who are locked on, 740-3347.
But Imam, before you go further, right? I was looking at a video just yesterday. This female student in this school, I won't call his school name, all right? The aggression, the abusive, explicit language coming from that girl child mouth. I want to know what kind of upbringing they have. You understand? In the home and in the religious the religious aspect of their life, and absolutely none.
No, well, that was taken away from them in a prem. Those things were taken away. If you understand when you look at capital punishment, when people have been reprimanded, maybe get a little whip or something, that has been taken away. I mean, it's in some cases it was overboard in the sense that teachers were doing and I mean they were brutalizing and all these things, and they were doing really and truly crazy things when it comes to capital punishment. And the initiative was taken by the government to remove that and stuff. No problem. We don't have a problem with that. But again, my friends, those of you who are looking on and you are watching, how do you feel? That's the question I want to ask you today. How do you feel? Right? Our country, in San Fernando, broad daylight, adult fighting for what?
In front of school
In front of school children. In some way down in Port of Spain, it is like, it is like a melee in the heart of Port of Spain. People are fighting, and adults and children. What is happening in this country? What is happening in this country, my friends? And you know something? The government of the day, right? They have done something. They have done injustice to the denominational boards. I tell you that today. They have done injustice to the denominational boards of Trinidad and Tobago by placing 20% of children to those schools, and in some cases 25% of those schools children who were not really and truly trained to attempt or to go to those conventional institutions. They are not trained for that. They are bullies. You are putting bullies. You are putting fighters with guppies. And that is what is happening.
India, Korea.
Yeah, you put fighters and guppies together and see what is going to happen. They're going to kill each other. My friends, again, those of you who are locked on, we need you all to converse with us. Call us and tell us what is going on, because this is a reality check here today. We are seeing it. It is happening, right? I want to ask a question again. All those persons who have been killed from last week to this week, we're looking at 4-year-old, we're looking at 12-year-old, rape, murder, and all these things. And what is happening? Why it is that no governmental agencies are coming forward to really and truly make statements so that people in this country could feel peaceful, they could get some sort of serenity back into their lives. Nobody's addressing anything.
Nobody.
The government of the day. I don't expect the opposition leader and members of the parliament of the opposition to come out and do everything for you all. You all are getting the lion's share. You have the funding. You have the monies at your beck and call. You have a budget is going to be read. A budget is going to be read here. And let me tell you something, my friends. When this budget, you're making Prem Shumati, you're making Prem laugh. You're making
Thank
Prem
you,
laugh.
Shumati Maharaj.
Yes. So what I'm saying here, my friends, very, very important here, is that you and I today, we have to understand that the direction that this country is heading, you can't only blame the government or the opposition. We have to take some blame for that. And today I'm asking you all, let the ball drop or let the chip drop where it's supposed to.
But Imam,
and let's take the responsibility.
let us throw back our thoughts 40 years ago when we were in primary school.
Licks. Go ahead.
You could have fight in school?
No.
You could have bully anybody and take their money or take their lunch?
Never.
Is licks in school, and they calling your parents?
And when parents come, it's more licks.
It's more in front of the class.
In front of the classroom.
So before we go further, Imam, right, I just want to say, on Thursday night when those bandits came in Upper Ashraf of Charleville, the police were informed. And Imam, you won't believe me, 16 to 20 something police came there, at different intervals now,
Right.
and surround that whole village. They did their searches and whatnot with their big 1,000,000 beam lights and whatnot.
Right.
I don't know where these fellas disappear and gone. These bandits and them.
Yeah, well, I tell you
Right?
something. Let me tell you all something. Those
I
of
don't
you,
know.
those
So
of
hats
you are
off again
watching
to our
here.
Shogunas police and our Kunapia police.
Right. What I'm saying here is that let's be realistic, those of you who are watching our program here. We ask you to share this video not because we want to be, famous. We don't want to be famous. All we want is that you as individual parents to communicate with us and tell us what is taking place. What have you done as a parent, really and truly, in this short period of time when you've seen all these anomalies, you've seen all these violence in classrooms, you've seen all these fighting, you've seen children being stabbed. How many parents today are fearful that they send their kids to school anticipating that the phone will be ringing and something adverse is going to happen? How many of you are like that, waiting for that call? Ephraim, this is how Trinidad and Tobago have gone. And you and I, if we do not join together and we don't rally our troops and we do not identify with the opposition at this point in time.
So Imam, so it's fear from bandits at the night time.
Yes.
Fear for your child during the daytime.
Yes.
Fear for your own safety, rape, murder, kidnapping, and everything is on fire in Trinidad and Tobago. Everything is on fire.
And fear on Tuesday when Colin Inboard going to read
Oh my
that
goodness.
ridiculous budget things again that he 51 last year was 51 pages, maybe 52 pages, 4.5 to 5 hours long. Hey, what are we going to do, Trinidad and Tobago? Tell us what to do.
I am not going to sit, Imam, for no 4 and 5 and 6 hours to listen to that Dwen.
Prem, I personally, for the past how many years, I have never listened to any budget. It is not appealing to me. The only thing that is appealing to me, my friends, is that what is going to be done to the destitute, the wayfarers, the widows, the orphans, and the elderly in my community. And that is what I'm concerned with, nothing else. Because I tell you something, I could go with half bread. You could go with half bread. But those elderly people in our community, they have been taken advantage of for too long. For too long. They have been paying their NIS and all these things. And when it's come for them to receive their NIS, they are what? They are turned away. They, you know what? They are prolonged in getting and receiving whatever stipend they're supposed to collect. And so many things. It seems as though the best way to treat the elderly in our country is to leave them alone and let them face a demeaning debt, and that's it. That's it. That's only a number for the government of the day. The more, the merrier. That's it. Who dead, and who live.
Depopulate the elderly class.
Yeah. Who dead.
And who live.
And who live. So my friends, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, please, the number 740, because this is an important topic. This is a very, very important topic when it comes to talking to our children. When it comes to preparing our children to go, normally you would prepare children to go into places where you sense some violence. Like maybe you are sending your children, your son is a salesman, and he has to go out to sell kiss bread in certain areas. In a crime-prone area.
Yes.
Right.
You will be fearful.
Yeah, you will be fearful. What is happening? That same thing is taking place right now when parents have to send the kids in areas where we are seeing those types of violence. In those classrooms where violence is taking place, where you are seeing lewdness, you are seeing all kind of vulgarity, you are seeing anything and everything taking place in the school system, but yet still, something? Yet still, the Minister of Education is not making proclamation, and the heads of the denominational boards, they are staying quiet. For what reason? I don't know. I really and truly know. Is it for the money? Is it
budget coming up,
is it for the money?
They have to get money.
Because you
They're
have
to
come out and say, because I tell you something, many things are happening. The government of the day are putting kids into your school, and you will be held accountable. There was some prestige school that people would, they'll pay any amount of money for their children to go to that school. And now presently, all those prestige schools, when you look at it, when you really look carefully at it, you're going to realize the prestige has gone. Yeah. Simply because, what? Because of the mixing of I don't know. I don't want to even use the word here. But you and I today, we have to really and truly stand firm and send a clear message outside there and support the opposition in this matter, and let the opposition become strong and vigilant and fight what is taking place, the atrocities that is taking place when it comes to school violence. Who is the Shadow Minister of Education? That is something that we're going to find out. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
From Hardfacts, viewed on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. We are live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 1 p.m. sharp. So, Imam, as we were on the topic of the bandits and whatnot, and I had to reach home at around 2 o'clock last night. Okay. Yesterday, when I I was just strolling around in the hospital now. So I happened to pass by the main dispensary at Mount Hope.
Right.
Okay, where medication is dispensed to patients and whatnot.
And again, let me stop you right
Yeah.
there. So somebody did a video and sent it for you.
Somebody did a video and sent it to me, right?
Yes.
And I was told there that the system was down for the whole of yesterday,
Right.
and no medication was dispensed with the relevant prescription and whatnot. There was no dispensation of medication, and all the patients were asked to come back today.
That's
All right?
Yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Right.
And that was from yesterday.
That was from yesterday. My son also got a prescription, so we went back this morning.
Right.
There were the situation remained the same. Okay, all the patients were turned away because the system was down. I don't know if it's a computer system or whatnot. People need medication. The doctors there prescribe medication. Give them the slip. These people pay NIS, Imam, health surcharge, and they have paid their dues. Most of the patients there are elderly people,
Yeah.
Most of them, okay? So that's it. Directly, we have a short little video there where that was sent to me. This is it here at Mount Hope. All right. They are standing there, Imam, when they got the news, and very confused, don't know what to do. If just look at these people. They have to go away.
Go back home.
Go back home, right?
And you look at it again, I'll tell us something, right? Really and truly, Trinidad and Tobago, we have gone to the dogs. We have gone to the dogs. Because I tell us something, when we as people, when we as citizens of this country, allow crime and all these things to prevail in our country, and we, especially in our own community, like for example, I've been watching On Prem, you mightn't be thinking as far as I am thinking, but in our program, we have dealt with Ashraf Road when it comes to crime, maybe about 9 segments so far.
Yeah.
Right? And I would think at this point in time that the MP for the area, as well as the councillor for the area, should have gathered and mustered support for those people in the area and have some dialogue and discussion a way forward, whether it be setting up a watch group or patrols like what we have done in Felicity. That is something that has to be done ASAP, and that should be done in every community. Every community, we need to assist the police. What we need to do is set up this watch group and go to the police station, identify a crew of people. All right, we have 20 people and we'll be manning position here, position there, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, entry, exit in the area that we are patrolling or we are watching. And you would have to communicate with either the inspector of the Chaguanas police station or the superintendent or what have you, and let them and notify them that we are outside here doing something, because maybe if we don't do that, they would feel that we are taking the law in our own hands and they might not want to respond, or they might respond negatively.
Yes.
Right? So I am telling those people, wherever crime is prevailing at this point in time, people should be the more vigilant ones, because there are people who are old, maybe weak, maybe frail, and all these things. The younger ones should muster their support, gather intel, try to see how best they can create some different avenues and watch groups and some system, whether it be panic button or these types of horns and alarms and all these things, and set it up, because I am telling you, this crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago is not going to leave us anytime soon. This crime situation in this country is not going to leave us anytime soon, because I tell you something, it has become blatant. It has become blatant, my friends. People are just driving around and shooting up each other. And you know something? It was in the hills long time. When was the last time you hear places like Lavantil? You're not hearing about Lavantil again. Maybe really. You're not hearing about the Beatum. You're not hearing about those places again. It seems as though people have migrated and they have taken their activities elsewhere. You and I have to understand that, and the elsewhere that activities are taking place would have been far-fetched in the minds of many people. So my friends, those of you who are locked on, give us a call.
Yeah, I was listening to a criminologist on YouTube speaking about crime and criminality and what, right? And he identified three main factors here. He said, for a crime to be perpetrated, there must be a means.
Yeah.
Meaning you stole a vehicle,
Yeah.
or you have firearm, so you're going brave, okay? The opportunity must present itself. people in our country are not armed.
Right.
Right? The bandits know that. So the opportunity there, we go into that house, they can't put up no resistance. We will deal with them.
Yeah.
And then that you must have a motive. What is the motive? Quick money, easy way.
Exactly.
Right?
And the thing about it, easy target.
Easy target, soft target.
Soft target, easy target. And they are looking, my friends, they are looking at you.
They are studying you
They
while you
are
are
looking
sleeping.
at you. They are passing. I told people, listen, in my communities, that you have to be vigilant. Anytime you see a vehicle pass more than 1, 2, 3 times via your camera system, that is an alarm. You need to raise an alarm. Whether you call the police, once you could identify the number, trace that vehicle, why it is that that vehicle is passing 3 and 4 times unless that individual is a resident of the area. Even if he's selling something, he would not be passing 3 and 4 times for the day. He might pass in the morning, might pass in the evening, if you are a bread van or something like that. But again, my friends, you have to be vigilant, most vigilant. And you have to take your information. This is something that you and I have to do. We have to write our MPs. We have to send information. We have to fax information. We have to call our MPs and let the MPs know about our plans so that he could be able to advise, number one, and number two, he will be able to speak about our problems
in the highest court,
which is the parliament.
Yes.
So these are things that we are asking you all to do. We want you all, we want back our country. We are asking back for our country. We are seeing when it comes to violence and crime in this country, Trinidad and Tobago, and we are sending this message to the world. We are telling the world what is happening in our country. We are seeing 4-year-old. We are seeing 8-year-old. We are seeing 10-year-old. We are seeing 12-year-old. We are seeing kids dying by the 4s and the 5s in this country. But yet still, we are not seeing the relevant agencies coming out forcefully, coming out and dictating a pace and telling John public outside here, this is what you all have to do. And this is what we have been clamoring for. We have been clamoring for this.
Imam, we had a caller in the last program.
Yeah.
Retired ASP.
Yeah.
Right?
And he talked about aggressive.
That's it. What he spoke about is an aggressive policing crime plan.
Yes.
Are we not seeing that? And he was so right.
And whether we've seen it, we're not even hearing it. We're not getting a whiff. No. We're not getting a fragrance. We're not getting a smell of any one of these people. Erla, Minister of National Security, not hearing anything from the Prime Minister.
Well, maybe after the meeting with the opposition leader and the Prime Minister.
Hey, something is adverse.
By that time, the death toll will be about 600.
Yes. Something is adverse. People of Trinidad and Tobago, we are not talking about water today. We're not talking about pothole.
No.
We are talking about that. We find that that is not important at this point in time. We could live with that.
Yeah.
But we cannot live with the type of crime that is taking place while you are home. People are taking long crowbars and pricing your doors. You are already in prison, and they are trying to break into your prison and trying to come and cause harm to you and your families. What are we going to do about it? What should we do about it? And what can we do about it? That's the key question I want you all to answer today. What are we going to do about it? What can we do about it? And what we should do about this thing? This thing is really and truly detrimental. It is a disaster. And it is something, you know something, Prem? And I'm saying this loud and clear here. And I'm saying this big and bold. Right? I am saying this. You know when the innocent man, he resort to violence in this country, then and only then people's eyes are going to open. And let me tell you something. There are people outside here only waiting for somebody to start it. They are only waiting for some communities in this country to start protecting themselves by whatever means possible. And you know something? People are going to say that, on this show we are trying to, we are promote. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. What we are saying here, my friends, is that somewhere down the line, some person is going to take the law in his own hand, and he's going to do detrimental things to this country. And you know something? We have been asking you, government of the day, do something about crime. We have been asking the Commissioner of Police, put some strategies in place. Do aggressive policing at this point in time. Dissect your force. Don't only send all your policemen, Hey, this is how ridiculous. Bring here how ridiculous this is. Right? When you have a station, you have 200 officers under your purview. And 4 areas are hotbed in this community. You are going to channel your officers across there, and you're going to leave the other 5 or 6 areas unmanned, on watch. What is going to happen? You think the bandits in this country dotish? If the bandits in this country was dotish, all of them would have been in prison. If the bandits in this country were dotish and stupid, like some of these people who are advisors in the government agencies, my friends, all those bandits would have been in prison. But they are not stupid. That is the reason why they are roaming free, while you and I today, we are paying the price. We are paying the price. We are the targets. Those people are not the targets and they are not paying the price. It is you, the hardworking, loyal, normal citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, paying the price for crime in this country. Not the upper floor. The ground floor and the middle floor are paying the price, and the upper floor, they are just watching and they are basking in the glory.
Imam, when we went on the commercial break just now, I was speaking to one of our members in the audience here, right? And she was telling me, she said, Uncle Prim, crime is a profitable business.
Yeah.
Those people who are in jail, all right? The catering service,
Yeah.
they profit.
Yeah.
All right, the transport service, they profit. The medical service, they profit. Right, the counseling service, they profit. Lawyers profit.
Yeah.
Business people profit.
Yeah.
Everybody profits from crime. Okay?
But the point here, Prim, sometimes the business people in this country, and I want to say hats off to all the business men and women in this country, because it is because of your hard work, your toiling, your stress, your sacrifice. It is because of you, the business community in Trinidad and Tobago, that Trinidad have not sunk.
Yeah, boy.
It is only because of you. Because imagine they have done all in their power. They have done all in their capacity to kill the businessmen in this country and the businesswomen in this country. They have devised every plan. Raise this, raise that, carry up this, carry up that. The last final straw is that the little stipend, the little monies, the slight foreign exchange that you have, they curtail that, cut it in half. And now what is happening here? You are fish out of water. I told you all as a guy, Prim, last week I brought it up. A guy wanted to buy a machine, and in his calculation, it would have taken him maybe about a year to pay how he collected the foreign exchange. Now that has dropped back, and it goes to 2 years now.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
It's gone back to 2 years now. And he have a choice. It's either he buy foreign exchange at maybe $7.50 or even $8 in some cases to pay for that machine. And the point is, where is he going to get that money from? So those of you who are locked on, my friends, we are talking hard facts on this program on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. We are not talking about pothole today. We are not speaking about anything to deal with Borough Corporation and this and that and the next. We are talking about real hard issues, things that is happening in our country at this point in time that is really and truly shameful, because those acts are shameful acts. It is arrogancy, it is ignorancy, and my friends, we as citizens of this country should demand that the government of Trinidad and Tobago stand up, or if they don't stand up and act, ship out. Ship out.
March off.
March off.
But Imam, you know something? Over the years in our country, right, there were many people who are qualified in criminology and all its psychology and all this sort of thing. And they have, made proposals, written proposals, that is, because they were employed by the government on a contractual basis, to come up with ways and means on how we should address the crime situation. Every year that goes, millions and millions of dollars spent in paying off people to advise the government.
Yeah.
And here we have a worse crime situation than ever before. You understand? It's either these people are not advising the government properly, or the government is not implementing the advice of these people. And we are going to have a crime symposium with the opposition leader and the Prime Minister.
That is what is happening for the longest while. They are having symposium costing millions and millions of dollars. And the hard part about it is, where does those facts, where are those opinions, where are those deliberations? Were they printed? Were they given to anybody to read and dissect and digest, that our monies are paid for these things? Why is that not being highlighted in the daily newspaper when it comes to after the symposium? Why it is that after the budget that has been read, 51, 52 page of nonsense is going to be read again and again? And you know something, my friends? When you look at it, all we are concerned with is food prices, the poor, the needy, and if oil or gas is going up. That's all.
Imam, in Trinidad, there's something that is going on, and everybody's happy with it. Non-disclosure. Yeah. How the hell could you use my blasted taxpayers' money? Use it for doing that, and you telling me you can't tell me and the other members of the population what you did with it? Or what is the outcome of it? How much are paid? Non-disclosure? What crap? So where the freedom of information will go on by?
No, that is a legitimate way of bullying the citizen to take what we give you. Take it in your rukung kung kung. That is what is happening, my friends. Yeah. Whatever the government, you know something? Before election, there's a sound. After election, there's a sound. And when you put those two things to really and truly mesh together, it is a thousand meters apart. Because in the beginning, they tell you everything nice, everything that you want to hear. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. All we want you to do is vote. And when you vote them, my friends, and they go across there, they kick you like a dog and get rid of you, put you in a kennel, and they put you there, my friends, and you can't even bark. Imagine this. A dog's job is supposed to bark. And we as human beings in this country, we can't afford to even bark in this country because that has been taken away. Just as what you have just said. Yeah. That our freedom of expression, our freedom of speech, and all these things have silently been taken away from us.
Minister of Finance say, hey, I cannot tell how much money we pay for that. It is a non-disclosure agreement. Shut your blasted mouth. You're not entitled to that information. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So in other words, they you know, like a boss man, you hire a worker. And that worker telling you what to do. I mean, you look at it. I don't think you can get a better way to dissect that. You hire a worker to work for you. You paying that worker, right?
He giving you instruction.
And he giving you instruction what to do and how to do it.
And buffing you too.
Yeah, buffing, yes.
Yes, buffing you too.
And we are staying quiet. Would you stay quiet for that? If you are staying quiet, if that is happening in your business and you are staying quiet, then something is wrong with us. Because this government are not listening to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and it is our responsibility, it is our jurisprudence, it is our justice that we do something about it in a lawful, legitimate manner. And the only way to do that, my friends, is to bring people together. MPs, you have the power in your hands. MPs. Get up from your desk, move out from your desk, go outside there, meet people, rally your troops, and get your act together, my friends, because come high or low, we are the ones who want to vote you. We are the ones who are going to vote you. All right? So, my friends, once more, we're going to take a break. Yeah. And when we come back, we're going to continue on our discussion. The number 740-3347, those are the connections that you can get us at. Call us. Let us know what is happening. Let us know what is going on. Are you anticipating a good budget? Are you thinking that maybe fuel price will go up? I don't think they're going to raise fuel price because this man has really pushed it good for we. He has pushed it good for the citizens of this country. Because if people riot, it's going to be because of him. If people riot, it is going to be because of Colin Imbert telling people to riot. He is telling us to riot, you know. If he raises the fuel price again, he is telling you all to riot in this country. Or, you're not indirectly, he's saying it because I raised it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 8 times and they didn't riot. When I raise it again, let me see. So he's testing your patience.
What he's also telling you is telling us in silent language. All you stupid.
Exactly. So let's take a break, my friends, and when we come back, we are anticipating that you would text us, you would send messages, you would call us and let us know what is going on. Before we go for that break, I just want to say Miss Betty Baldev, she celebrated her birthday and she's locked on, she's listening. And you know, she had a service in her temple there. And Miss Betty Baldev, myself and Prem would like to extend our happiest birthday to you. And we know for a fact that you were in temple and all these things. May God accept or whatever. May God Almighty bless you. All right? So again, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to deal with issues of relevance.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So once again, friends, welcome. Welcome back to our program, Hard Facts, viewed on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. And this program, Imam, is designed to bring to the fore the relevant issues, the burning issues, the issues that are presenting a very strong and grave and dangerous challenge to our people in Trinidad and Tobago. All right? And we here in Sentinel Media, we are not going to mix words. We are not going to put water in our mouth to say anything. We are an independent, I stress, an independent platform.
Exactly.
Okay? So, Imam, you know, some weeks ago we highlighted a video. We highlighted a video with a person named Nadia, where her son was crying. He was unable to go to school and that sort of thing because of the far distance, right?
Yeah.
So Nadia called me this morning and said, Uncle Prim, I want you to say in your program that my son got his transfer, all right? And he will be attending Barakpur School from Monday. And this was made possible by the former MP of that Lengua area, who is Kazim Baksh. Nizam Baksh, sorry. Right? So former MP Nizam Baksh, we here at Sentinel Media Broadcasting would like to say a big thank you for the assistance you have rendered to Nadia. And Nadia is very happy. Her son he's smiling now. No more tears again. All right? So Imam, once again, the water situation. Just to touch on it a little bit. All right? WASA issued a bulletin, an advisory stating that Edinburgh 500 and Balmoral Park and surrounding areas would not be receiving water today until tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. Your supply will be restored, right? I want to ask WASA, when was the supply restored? Right? Presently, in the Charleville area where I live, I bought a 1,000-gallon tank from the Imam some months ago. Up to this day, Imam, that tank is full. You know why? There is no water pressure to go up there. All right? It takes about an hour and a half to fill up a 5-gallon a pigtail bucket. That's what we are going through here. So, Wasa, you need to get your act together.
Now, Prem, what you need to do, right, for the next program that we having, I want you to put a bucket, open the tap, maybe at 9
Imam, it falling thinner than a thread.
No, but I was saying, maybe 9 o'clock. Because I tell you something, we talking here, and there are people outside there who doubting us.
Yeah, but there are people who experiencing the same thing also.
Yeah, but I tell you something, for the doubters.
The doubting Thomases.
For the doubting Thomases, my friends, I just want Prem do some sort of, just how we did that, the boat of a pothole, just how we did that, do that. And you will let people know exactly what is going on. Because sometimes it is like a consolation. What you are doing, it is like consoling other residents. Like the lady who asked for the help, who eaten dumpling and beans for the longest while.
Weeks upon weeks.
Dumpling and beans. And again, you know, if we have that number, Director, please show that number if you have it. And we are asking again for those persons who can afford it, please render some assistance
to that family.
There.
Yes.
The number is going to be put on the screen so you can write it down. And maybe if you can prepare a hamper, and maybe you can call them and they can meet you somewhere, or you can visit their home and see exactly what condition they are living in, and maybe you can render any assistance will be welcome, right? So we don't want to forget them. We have another sister from San Juan. She have a lot of problems. She have cancer. She cannot do any work. She just have one child and a lot of problems. Her husband left her, and so many different things is taking place. So again, my friends, we are asking you all to contact us. We don't want anything from you all. We don't want to come and go between you all.
No, right? We're not playing the middleman role.
No, we're not doing that. We want to give you the number, all right? And if you want us to come with you, maybe Prem or myself, we will accompany you. And we want you as an individual to go and distribute your own kindness to the families, the friends, and all those persons. That's the number there, 397-7332. Again, we want to say thanks for Nadia corresponding with us.
Yes,
it clearly indicates that somebody is listening to us on our program, Hard Facts. So again, I want to say a special happy birthday to Betty Baldeo. We want to say thank you to Sheila, who is locked on, Srimati, who is locked on, Shirley, Akash, Devi, Damian, Fadil, Ansar, and all those persons who are locked on to our program. Maybe you can give us a text, tell us what really and truly is your major hardship at this point in time in Trinidad and Tobago. I know for a fact that the leading one would be crime, the second leading one would be violence, the third would be school bullying at this point in time, and murder. This is what is happening in our once peaceful communities of Trinidad and Tobago. So again, my friends, feel free to call us. The topic of our discussions today is school violence, bullying. As I said before, when I saw that green uniform, that green pants, and that white shirt, I know for a fact that it was a denominational school. It was a denominational school, and I thought it was the Charleville Ashja school.
So you became very
I
alarmed.
became alarmed in the sense that the guy is looking like my son from the back, and I say, hey, what is
Imam, let me ask something. Had that student who had been bullied been your son, what action would you have taken?
No, I would firstly, because I know people would expect me to use a reaction that is kind of adverse, but I wouldn't do that. Because I tell you something, I was there before I was in the school system, and I know how things are. There are children who are being bullied at home, and when they come to school, let me tell you something, you have to be real here. Most of those bullies...
So you're counseling away, Imam?
Yeah, most of those bullies who are in school bullying others, they are the ones who are bullied at home, either with their parents, their uncles, their aunts, their nieces, and their neighborhood.
So they think, in their minds, they think that is a normal thing.
Yes, that is the attitude. That is the attitude that is perpetrated upon them, and in return, they want to perpetrate that very said action upon the innocent students who are going into those denominational schools in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to hear Asha. That is the board that I really and truly want to hear come out and speak out and give some advice. You know something? Talk about it. Don't only study the monies. Let me tell you something. If the government pull their monies and their funding from the Ashja school, the Islamic community in Trinidad and Tobago is going to take the reign. They're going to take the reign, and they're going to make that school a more successful one. Because, my friends, again, you're going to realize that it is going to be following a Sharia type of system where justice will be served to each and every student. So don't feel that you have to be... You see, that's one of the reasons why people who are being leaders in those denominational boards, right? They have to be vociferous. They have to take action. They have to be really and truly vigorous in whatever they are doing. They don't only attack the government, but what they do, they put plans in place, strategies in place. They need to help, they need to show, and they need to identify with the government of the day what is their plan to improve the performance of students.
So, Imam, in these schools where this bullying is taking place and this fighting and whatnot, right? Are there any counseling available for these students? If so, do they attend it?
As I tell you all something, let me tell you the type of counseling that is taking place in those type of schools, right? Number one is the principal don't want to get their hands dirty. Because you know what's going to happen? The principal will have to take a helicopter and come to school.
Fear.
Right?
For
so
fear.
he have fear. So he going to use the most diplomatic thing is that go to the police. That's the first thing. Parents, go to the police station. That is not my jurisprudence. That is not my jurisdiction.
Yeah, but then he must submit a report to the Ministry of Education.
Yes, I'm sure that they have stacked report in the minister's desk, or whoever desk, a permanent secretary, or whoever desk that is in the MOU. Get endorsed there. Right? I tell you something, there are students there in many of those schools, they are taking photos with high-powered rifles in their hands, and they are going to show students and intimidate students in schools and let students know, well, if you don't give me my taxes. They are extorting in the business community in Trinidad and Tobago. They are extorting in the business community in Trinidad and Tobago, right? That's number one. They are extorting in the schools of Trinidad and Tobago.
So wait now, we educating bandits in the school then?
Exactly. You remember I told you that last week? I told you all that they're already preparing students for Romania. They are already preparing students for jail. Because what they're doing, they're taking out all the ventilation system, all the windows, all the metal louvers, and all those things are coming off. And you know what they are doing? They are putting louvers, fancy louvers, blocking and barricading the students and making sure that they prepare themselves so that when they exit the school system, education system, they will have to go into the remand system and remain there for a period of time. This is the type of progress, you know. They're not putting glass, you know, long time had nice louver glass and nice things, and the children could see outside a bird flying. You can't see that again. You might see a bullet flying in the school, and that is what is taking place. And nobody's saying anything because everybody is scared out of their wits to speak out on what is happening in this country.
Well, Imam, the Ministry of Education needs to act, and act quickly. They need to. All right? They can't allow this to go on. Miss what is the Minister of Education name? Glady, Dr. what? Naim Glasby Dolly.
Yeah.
Dr. Naim Glasby Dolly, your hands are filled. Our children are fighting. They are stabbing each other. They're extorting money from students. And you are sitting there only changing your wig and doing nothing about it. Get up from your seat, madam, and do something.
Exactly.
Election coming up.
Exactly. So again, my friends, those of you who are locked on, there are many things that is bothering us in this country at this present time, right? But the most trying and prevalent thing, I want to say something, you know, people many times, you know, you have spoken about the hospital system and many things. I was there in the hospital last week, right? I spent a couple of hours in the hospital and I saw the fatigue, I saw kindness, I saw some hardship. I saw a lot of things being perpetuated there. There are people like this, huh? There are good people and there are not so good people. I don't want to say bad. There are good people and there are not so much good people around us. Now what you have to do is that those people who are good to you, you have to help them. And even the people who are not good to you, you have to help them. That is the system. Because the only way you can really change their heart, if you go aggressive to them, they are going to be more aggressive to you.
Correct.
So the best thing to say, like, you know, one person went to buy coffee in one of those big pharmaceutical places. He went to buy something now. And something transpired there and he wrote about it. And there's a lot of things, you know, it's a one-on-one story that took place. And my friends, again, you know, it is your courtesy and your kindness. You reciprocate. You know, somebody tell you good morning, don't swell up your face like a crapo. This is what normally happens. You go in some places, especially, not in the private sector so much, but especially in the governmental agencies in Trinidad and Tobago. Sometimes you will find hostility to the max, to the scale of 10. And then again, you're going to find people, sometimes you're going to wonder, hey, is this a private place or is it a public place? How nice and how kind and how encouraging and how, you know, genuine these people are. And then again, some is my friends. Those are the people who really and truly cause mayhem in our country. So even so much so, my friends, if you have encountered, you know, this show is to identify. We don't want to come here only identifying the anomalies and the wrong things that is taking place in this country. We want to hear maybe one or two good things that have happened in the past week. And maybe on a Saturday we could summarize it. Maybe you could send a picture and you could tell us what has transpired or what has made you change heart, what has, you know, given you a different perspective when it comes to the PNM or when it comes to the United National Congress. And tell us something, politics have a morality of its own. Prem.
It is. Yeah. It
does, sometimes, yes. Sometimes we feel, sometimes behind this chair, sometimes we feel to abuse the opposition. Because what they are doing, sometimes we can't see what they are doing. They are remaining silent. Sometimes we want to abuse the government of the day because we never hear them doing anything.
Imam, if I ask a question here, right? 50% of our viewers and people in this country would be unable to answer it.
Ask it.
And the question is this: who is the Shadow Minister of Finance?
Shadow Minister of Finance?
Yes.
I can tell you, that Dave Tanku.
Okay, you know. Yeah. But let me ask something. When last have you heard anything? Look, budget is coming up Monday.
No, I'll tell you something. That fella, right? That fella, Dave Tanku, he is trying. Between me and you, I have seen many things that he has started.
Listen to me.
No, I am butter no biscuit. I am butter no biscuit. Yeah, right? I am butter no biscuit.
You are a person very versed in your scripture, in the Hindu scriptures, in the biblical scriptures and whatnot, right? I know that you will extend your compassion and try to shield him.
No, and this is not a shielding.
Right? But when last has he made a statement on this upcoming
listen.
$62 million budget?
Listen, Prem. You see, I tell you something. Those national media houses, for you to really go on a national media house, you have to make yourself a fool before.
And be bought out.
Yeah, no, make yourself a fool
before.
Either do something adverse or say something adverse, and the media gravitate to that. And they bring you, hey, I want you to come in morning edition, or this show, or that show. I want you to come here, you know.
Come and do
come and do this. Come on, you know, you have to make yourself look like an ass first. And then they will call you. Or, number one, is either a genius or an ass.
Oh my goodness.
Or a Jenny, right? But the point I'm making here is that the shadow minister who is Mr. MP Devendranath Tanku, I've noticed on many occasions that he have been trying and he have been doing symposium and budget debates in his localities and his areas. And I've seen that happening with Mr. Dinesh Rambali. And I've seen that happening with Dr. David Lee. And you know, a few of those people are doing it. But what they need to do is be realistic. What they need to do, I want to ask you all, those of you who are locked on, and tell me if this is not the most correct thing to do. Sometimes you get a normal businessman in your community. Don't only get a councillor, don't only get an MP, don't only get a DP, deputy political leader, or don't get one of your friends or family. Call a businessman, call a housewife, Call these two people and they can prepare a budget for you, because nobody knows what is going on. How a man going to pay for a container? Now Christmas is coming, my friends. Christmas is coming, and you can't wait 2 weeks before Christmas. Let me tell you what is going to happen. Let me predict something for you all. Maybe about a month before, the port is going to shut down. That is a normal trend. November month, port shut down. They have some problem in the port, some crane breakdown, and all containers remain there, and people had to pay extra taxes and extra charges. That's number one. Number two, foreign exchange have been reduced. So automatically what it means that a man who is bringing a container, now 4 of them have to pay for a container. So that goods had to split up 25%. So what a man, he had to eat our food. So if something was $1, he had to sell it $2 to make a profit. You understand, Prem? So there's a system we battling. So when you are in budget debate, get a housewife, a nanny, a person who have 2-3 children and who have to deal with $3,000 for the month. Get an elderly person. A pensioner, and let them go across there, and get a businessman, and let the businessman go up there and tell them what is going on. When you have to pay 16 different taxes in this country, you have to pay 16 different taxes as a businessman in this country, not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And all those taxes, my friends, are going to be transmitted back to the person, the individual, in the community, final consumer. All those taxes, because if a man had to incur 16 taxes in his business, the better thing to do is put a lock on that door, or give up the business, and you go down the streets and put your hand outside, just like those people in Monroe Road, write a sign, businessman out of business, please give me a bread. Give me a bread, please. Give me $5, let me buy some gas. Or I had to walk, or help me.
So from businessman to beggar man.
Beggar man, this is what is happening. And this is going to happen in this country. What you have seen with the Spanish nationals in this country, where they are writing and asking people to give assistance, that is going to prevail in this country in a larger scale, not only in central Trinidad, but all over the community. When you leave home, you have to put pocket change in your pocket so that you can be able to give those people, because my friends, if you do not give those people, they are going to come back at you in the night.
They're going to bully you and rob you.
This is what is happening. The boy, I tell you something, I felt so sorry. I felt so sorry when I saw that boy. Yeah, and the boy saw a song like, he's going to the junior sec or the senior sec at that level, right? And maybe I think that person is about 11 or 12 years old.
And Lima, when you go to school the next day, it's the same thing again,
And over.
How much will that boy take?
I wonder if the principal of that school called that child, right?
No wonder why somebody's students committing suicide or kind of thing.
This is what is happening. Children are cutting their throats. Children are doing haram. They are doing harm to their own bodies, because they are fed up of living in this country under the condition that is prevailing at this present time. There is no accessibility. There is no accessibility for children to pray. You know what children are doing today, my friends? When they come back home, they are scared to go outside because of the criminal elements. When they are in school, they're not going in the savannah. They're not going anywhere because of the hot sun and because of the bullies outside. So they just gang up, sit down in a classroom, eat their food, wait for 3 o'clock or 2:30 to run out and go in their buses, go and meet their mommy and daddy outside and go home. And when they go home, there is nothing besides take up their phone or computer and do what? Watch TikTok.
No life at all.
No life.
No life.
No life.
And that is adding to the level of frustration that leads to depression and suicide.
Exactly, and I would wish that parents outside there or people who are listening to this program call us.
But
call us and tell us.
Listen, that is not only happening to school children, it is happening to the working people too. Walk to home, inside your house, lock up.
You know something, and I want to let John Public know this. You know when there's a holiday, you know who get angry the most? That single mother, right? Who know for a fact that she would dress that child to go to school. And she know that child is going to be safe maybe for that 4 or 5 hours duration. And that school van is going to bring that child. There's a system right now, if you all don't know. I think you all are burying your heads in sand and you don't know what is going on. Those single mothers and single fathers who have to go to work. One person was telling me before he come to work for me, right? This is actual thing I'm speaking about. He has to get up 5 o'clock. He has to prepare 3 meals because he and his wife have divorced. And you know the hard part about it, my friends? What has happened is that I can't believe this in my own imagination, right? That you divorce a husband. Do you divorce your children, or when you divorce your wives, do you divorce your children? Somebody call me and answer a question for me. If a man and a woman have 2 or 3 children together. Okay, they can't live together. They say, okay, we are separating, we are divorcing, right? We are going our own ways, right? Tell me something. Have you divorced your children? Huh? Your children are integral. That is the reason why crime and all these things are prevailing, and I identified that for you all last week, Prim. See if you can remember that.
Ma'am, I'm at a loss for words, emotionally too, eh?
Yeah. Last week when I told you all this, half of those prisoners in prison, the nanny, the grandmother and the grandfather had to take care of the 2 and 3 children.
Financially,
because I tell you
otherwise.
something, those prisoners, their wife has gone their own merry way and abandoned those kids.
Yeah.
Those children are staying by the grandmothers and the grandfathers, and the little Charlie, they collect the monies, $3,000, $2,000,
Yeah.
cannot facilitate 3 children, a husband, a wife, pay the light bill, water rate, and all these things for $3,000.
No.
The government of the day should install this, that all those persons who are legitimately in prison for some crime or the other, somewhere or the other, and they find out from information that these people have 2 or 3 children, start helping these kids from now. Do not allow these children to grow up out of the prison system to enter the prison system. You have to think, man. You all are educated people. You all went UE, you all went Yale, and you went Harvard University. You all are set up pretenders. You all are set up pretenders. You all don't know what is going on. Think about all those prisoners. They have wife and children. Wife separate, husband separate. Who are taking care of those 3 children or 2 children? The grandmommy, the granddaddy. They are taking care of the children. And where are they getting the monies from? From the same 3,000 pension frame.
But Imam, the Minister of Finance don't want to know that. The Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, don't want to know that.
Hey, boy.
That is news today.
Hey, Prim.
Oh, I don't want to know that. Imam, you're pretty stable. Let me take a break, yes?
Yes, let's take a break, Director.
Wait.
Let me take a break.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hardfacts, viewed on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. Sometimes in studio here, you know, the emotions run very, very high, okay? Because we are human beings here. We have first-hand information of what we are speaking about, Imam.
Yeah, exactly.
We visit these people, right? Sometimes we cannot show the videos because it is very disturbing. It is, you know, it is very, very explicit sometimes, and you know, it erupts a lot of emotion and that sort of thing. So my friends, this is the final segment of our program for today, and we have dealt with the situation at Mount Hope Hospital. Okay, no medication was being dispensed yesterday and today. We also spoke about the water woes that our people in Central and South Trinidad are experiencing, and WASA is implementing even more pressure by saying tomorrow 6 o'clock in the evening water would be restored. Okay, Imam, we did not speak about these crime statistics, you know, right?
441
441
murders until noon today,
Right.
until noon time today.
Let us hope it stops there for the rest of next month also. Okay. We had a call from Miss Nadia from Lengua village, right? And Nadia would like to thank Sentinel Media Broadcasting for responding to her call, and she would like to extend, you know, a hearty thank you to former MP, is it Kazim Baksh?
No,
Nizam Baksh, right, for the assistance in securing a transfer for her son from whatever school far away to Barakpur school, which is close by, okay? And then, Imam went at length to speak about the bullying in school.
Yeah.
Right? Bullying in school, maybe it is preparing the students for jail.
Exactly.
As you said, right?
And that's basically what we were talking about.
And then we spoke about the aggressive policing crime plan that needs to be implemented immediately to curb this situation. We spoke about bandits, operating comfortably at night time in Upper Ashraf Road and other areas. And it goes on and on. I would like to say, Imam, a little shout out to Jamil from Caparo, the Mercers from Digo Martin, Anna Ruka, Marlo from Guayco in Tamana, Auntie Sita called in just a while ago from Gandhi Village. She has a story that we would have to go and pick up there, Imam. Okay, so with this, a few words, then we speak about the 3 ingredients for a crime to be committed. You must have the means, the opportunity, and the motive.
Yeah.
It is called MOM.
MOM.
Right? Means, opportunity, and motives. And my friends, these 3 ingredients are easily and available and accessible to the bandits.
Another thing I want to just draw your attention to, my friends, those of you who are locked on, have you not noticed what is taking place around the world when it comes to calamities and disasters? Have you not noticed? Or are you just pretending that, things are really and truly? When was the last time that you have seen flooding taking place in the deserted areas, in places like New York and all those high-end places? You have seen flooding, you have seen earthquake, you have seen natural disasters, you have seen man-made disasters, you have seen war taking place in this country. Yet still, human being today, there are some people who cannot even have food to eat. And there are other people who are competing to build the highest hotel, the best hotel in the world. They want to build underground train lines and bus routes and all these things.
Don't forget war, nations against nations, Russia and Ukraine.
Have you not been taking notice of what is taking place, my friends? It is really and truly a bit of nature cutting cost, if you all don't know. And you look at it, and I am telling you, somebody put on the Facebook chat, there was an earthquake at 101 this morning.
This morning, yes. Yeah. I did. I did. Yes. There was a tremor.
A tremor. So
felt in the central area.
I'm telling you all something, my friends. Be prepared, because I tell you something, nothing that happens outside misses Trinidad and Tobago. All right? So bear that in mind, and let us make some sort of preparation, make some sort of adjustment to our lifestyle. You don't only want to be happy for yourself, try to make others happy as best as possible. And this is my closing remarks for today's program. Again, my friends, the denominational boards of Trinidad and Tobago, ASHA, Presbyterian Board, RC Board, Roman Catholic, and the Anglican Board, and all those people, don't be quiet, because I tell you something, there's a story, we don't really have the time to tell it, but there's a story like this, that when you allow, you see things happening and you remain quiet, that disease or that plague or that pestilence is going to come to you. So don't feel that your school or my school is immune to bullying and all those things. Those things are going to infiltrate once you stay quiet and you do not raise the alarm. Once you raise that alarm, denominational boards in Trinidad and Tobago, and you start communicating directly to the relevant agencies about your situation, bet your bottom dollar things are going to change in this country. It has to start somewhere. And I think that you have to start from the denominational level and try to see how best you can advise. Because I tell you something, the MOE, right, to become the Minister of Education, you were supposed to have some sort of, background. You're supposed to have some sort of knowledge of, just like a commissioner of police, they would have knowledge of policing and all those things. National Security Minister, same thing. If you are the Minister of Education or the Minister of Health, imagine this, you have people who are not doctors and so forth, they can't really and truly relate properly. So we are saying, my friends, let us work together as a unit.
Yes, Imam. So with these few words, we would like to say thank you very much for, taking the time off to look at us into your homes and whatnot. And we trust and we pray, Imam, when we sit here Monday again, budget would be in progress, the reading of the budget. We hope and pray that, the desire and the wants and the needs of these elderly citizens, the senior citizens, that is, for a raise in their pension money, that would be, you know, a reality. It will become a reality for them. We also hope that the minister, you know what I said here, the budget is already prepared, you know, nothing going to change, you know.
No.
So I am just, you know, spitting in the wind, they're going to fall back in my face, right? So let us hope for the best, you know, our people of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us hope for the best. We have a country to take back.
Okay, so again, as we close off, my small advice to the Minister of Education, Minister of Health, Minister of National Security, Minister of Finance, do not put the cart in front of the horse, please. Because here what? If you understand the psychology of that, do not put the cart in front of the horse, you're going to understand. If you raise, let me tell you something, if you give, for example, you give the criminal system in Trinidad and Tobago, those systems that is really and truly related to crime and violence and all those things, you raise the national security budget, right? The crime prevention budget, you raise that, right? And you carry it out maybe $3 billion. Let me just say, last year was 2.5 billion. You carry it up to $3 billion, right? What effect or what change are you going to think that you're going to get from that? When, for a fact, you did not put nothing in place to prevent the crime from happening. All you are doing is put in place monies in front to be utilized for the crime.
And no crime.
But you are putting nothing in place to prevent the crime from happening. So that's the point I'm making here. Don't put the cart in front of the horse. Similarly, when you look at health, what is it that you are doing? Are you advising people to stay away from sugar, or stay away from alcohol, or stay away from caffeine, or stay away from this, or stay away from that, or don't drink and drive? Are you using that type of ideologies? Or are you going to just raise the budget, next $5 billion or $2 billion or how much billion dollars, and feel that that is going to put the fire? That is not going to, there's not going to be any bed. If you're not buying the bed, how the bed? You see, everything is on paper. Budget is a paper. It's a piece of paper that's been read. And after that, just like a newspaper, today you see 5 people get killed in the headline. Tomorrow that same paper going to burn garbage outside.
No implementation.
Nothing to prevent it. So my friends, those of you who are locked on and watching our program, we want you all to start communicating with us, right? I don't know if our lines is being woken up, because somehow or the other people promise
People
and
call
they
my
said,
phone
and
here,
yeah, they
program.
call my phone too. My phone on vibration here, and I saw a lot of calls coming from there. I think we need to invest in a proper receiver system there. All right. So again, hats off to all those persons who have been supporting our program and connecting via the text and WhatsApp and all these things. We want to say God bless you all and keep you all safe. I thank you as we close off.
Budget days Monday.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.